Morning, gang. How are we doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Just checking if you're on mute, brother.
Yeah. All right. So, seems like these areas we plotted out in before Asian Open yesterday, they were kind of respected here, and now we're coming down to the support. I think it's trying to continue down here on the 4 hour. Yeah, it seems like the 1 hour breaks this low here could have a move continuing down to 134 even and continue down to 133 800. Let's see here. So support right here, which is 14 pips away, so it's not enough range. So we'll have to wait. See what gold is doing. Ooh, 1680. $16.80, which means we are still stuck at the same area where gold was when the market opened yesterday. See the daily candles? This is stuck at this strong resistance, possibly turning into support at 1680. So there we go.
All right.
Ooh, GJ, 30-minute chart. 51.52, resistance being created, waiting for candle to close bearish to be able to take sell or break this to go up. London session clear low. Yeah, I think this looks good. Daily, weekly looks bearish, but seems like doing retracement. This looks good. If it comes down here, if it breaks this, it's gonna go up. It's kind of something that same thing I'm looking at it too. Kind of waiting here. Overall, the weekly is bearish. I mean, look at this weekly candle. If this was on the 1 hour, I'd say, yeah, the 1 hour is going to continue down and fill this wick right down over here, around 133, 670. And then if you break it down to the daily is also bearish, because these candles close below 134, 680. This closed below here. This closed below here. This went up during Asian, and yeah, it went up during Asian. It didn't break the high of the previous candle. It also made a low at the London session. So looking at the 4 hour now, 4 hour has tendencies to continue down because the previous 4 hour it closed below the 4 hour close on Friday. I don't know what's the simplest way to say it, but yeah, closed below the closed below the low on a Friday, which was made here before Friday close, and now this one should just make sense to continue bearish. I mean, if it flips bearish, there's a very high chance it's going to continue down to fill this wick and then continue on forward to 133, 750, 133, 800. So if we draw a line here, yep, so that's going to be a break of this area here. break below 134, 170, we should see a continuation down to 134 even, and then further down to 133, 800. Perfect. Would you have considered sell on 15 minute? Raj. Oh yeah, possibly. For sure. Stop would have been a little bit higher.
There's the tech support guy.
Yeah. Tech support guy is here with the trading support.
You know, I went into a cinema once, and they thought I was a tech support guy, man.
That's hilarious. Price made a low downtrend. Yeah, I think if you can find a resistance there, like minor resistance, it should work. Let's just chart 30 minutes. Yeah, if this 30-minute closes bearish, then yes, you have a chance of continuing down. But even if this 30-minute breaks the low of the previous one, then possibly you can have an impulse entry. You know, what the stocks are going to be above the 30-minute candle. Yeah, just gonna wait a bit. Hello, tech support. Hello, tech support. Check oil price. Oil has gone into the depths of hell. Oil is gone, so man. Oil is done.
Oh yeah, 16. Damn.
Yeah, 16. It's gonna touch like 15, 14. Wow, 13.
Oh what?
Oh,
Holy shit!
13, boys. Let's go.
Holy.
Where is it heading? 10?
How come it's different on Vantage?
You know.
Hello?
Hello. Yeah, if it comes down to 10, I'm probably gonna buy again, and I'm gonna have my stop at like $2. You know, because if you open like a 10-cent lot on oil, you know, if you open a 10-cent lot on oil and oil moves $1, that's $100. You know, that's $100. So 10 cent. If I open a 10-cent buy here, put stocks at like $2, that's $800. You know, and it will not go to $2. You know, I mean, it just can't go to $2, and then you have all this move up here from $10 all the way up to $50, and then you can make some money.
Morning.
Hey, good morning, good morning.
Hi, bud. You alright?
I'm alright. Oil's not alright.
No, oil's done. Bro, that's going mine.
Good morning, all.
Wow.
Yeah, oil's done.
God damn.
It's on the cards though, right?
Yeah. Honestly, I've been following oil since the gap from like 50.
Mm. Yeah. Still no bottom.
Now. Yeah. Jesus. I feel bad for people who are holding buys, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping it now.
Yeah, you know that signatures that they did like last week with they agreed to cut production and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This it had a move up just because of that, right here. It had a move up, but I think this move up was just like a shock to the market. Oh, okay, some signs have been done, so let's go up a little bit. And
all that speculation, man.
Yeah, because no concrete action was taken. You know, they didn't physically, act on it yet.
That's as we say. Until something's signed, until something's done, it doesn't count.
Yeah, exactly. Like Brexit.
Same as trade wars. It's all the same, man.
Yeah. Fuck, man. $13.
People just be talking. God, don't mention Brexit. We've got all that to come.
Yeah.
Morning, guys.
Hey, good morning.
But
Morning.
Morning.
How y'all doing?
good.
Have a good session in London?
It's a bit slow. GJ had some moves down, so there's a few to take there.
Nice.
But yeah,
Yeah, I see
it's
that.
Monday, man. So it's still in a big range, right? So
Exactly. No rush.
yep, no rush.
Yeah, let's do some fresh analysis here on GJ. Let's
Cool.
remove all this.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
What's up?
Oh, same. So this was a support, it broke. This is what I was talking about here. This was the thing it broke. You know, so going down to the 4-hour, this is a very, very strong resistance it's holding around 134, 700-ish. Let's neaten it up here a little bit. We're gonna neaten up. So all the people who ask questions like, oh, what time frame you use to draw support resistance, this and that, well, this is your chance to look at it right now. I mean, it's not anything special really. If I was using trend lines, I'd probably draw a trend line like this and say, oh, we are kind of wedging in for a breakout, but I don't use trend lines, so probably I'm not going to use it. So we got a support over here, and then we got, I think 4 are still making support, but it's reacting to this area here to the left. So we're going to go down to the small time frames and see what more information there is, because price is just ugly right now. All right, so reading the candles. Let's do this here for a little bit. So we have this candle is about to close in 13 minutes. It's closing bearish. So previous one tapped into this area here. So maybe this is some sort of a resistance on the 1-hour chart. So we're going to draw a zone right over here. Now this zone makes sense with the fact that, okay, we had a support formed here, we had a support formed over here, so now maybe this resistance here makes sense. So if we have this resistance formed, and now we got to see that, okay, where's our support, right? So maybe this is an area where GJ is rejecting here on the 1-hour time frame. So we have a minor resistance here. If we break this, we're going to continue moving bullish to 134, 600, or even higher, 650. But if we break the support, we're going to continue down to, then our this wick becomes a destination. Because if price starts to reject this support and starts breaking this resistance to go up, then you count this wick as like an exhaustion, that okay, we had this rejection up, so the move up makes sense. But if the candles start closing below the support, then you start to look at this wick as a destination, that okay, now we're breaking support, maybe we're going to now come down to fill this wick and eventually come down to this support at 133,950. So that's my dum-dum analysis. I call it the dum-dum analysis. This is analysis for dummies. I'm not that smart as well. Yeah, I'm not that smart, but I'm confident enough to execute. Could you give me your 2 cents on this? Let's take a look here. Let's see if we can provide some 2 cents. What's this? CME mini. Not sure what this is, but support makes sense. This is a 30-minute chart. Price broke support. Target here because price, and you have clean candles. You have a wick over here. Candle close below. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, if you see a resistance, I mean, personally, realistically, I would want to see some sort of a resistance formed in the 15-minute chart to anticipate price continue moving down, because essentially it created a low. Whenever price breaks below a support, like let's say price broke below the support on the 30-minute chart, right? So it made a low, and then it went up, and now it's possible that it might continue down, right? So it's making a low. So this chart here, price broke below support, it means it made a low below support. Whenever price makes a low below support or it makes a high above resistance, there's fairly like a high chance the price is going to continue, down or up to respect that high or low respectively.
I probably want to put my stop loss above that candle though, right? Oh, sorry.
Oh,
You see, it's a little bit low, I think, for me.
yeah,
See what I mean?
no, that makes sense. Look at this. When I was about to break
Mhm.
below.
It'd be nice to get some solid movement out of range. Gives a few more options.
Yeah. Ooh, Illuminati center chart. Wow, let's take a look at this. Illuminati. EJ 30-minute clean traffic. Previous weekly is bearish, daily is bearish. Today's daily has no wick on the bottom and might flip. Yep, I think that's the same thing I'm looking for on GJ. Take a look. Ooh, wow, look at this daily candle. This 4 hour. It's like 4 hour created a resistance there. 1 hour candle is at support. Yeah, you're right. I mean, if this 1 hour candle is closing below these candles, it has a higher chance to continue moving down. Same thing with GJ. They both have supports. At what situation would you put a buy stop or a sell stop? I think, see, I was thinking of having a sell stop at around 134, 150. You know, and in the anticipation if price does break below violently, it's just going to continue going down to like, you know, 134 even, and maybe have like a do a little hopscotch here and then continue down further. We're gonna wait on this candle to close. Maybe it won't be a bad idea to have it at 134, 150. So, why are people so bothered about yellow writing? Oh, yes. Yeah, it said Friday. I think maybe people thought it's Friday today. I don't know.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, Vincent.
All right, mate. So funny, Chris.
Nothing, bro. I'm just listening.
Funny, Chris.
Wait.
Sound like rakeel, eh?
I see Sam, mate. So you know. It's like-
Save some money on some car insurance.
Man, Chris, you're talking to the Vietnamese triads over here, man.
oh, I better be careful then, right?
What's
Alright,
so
man.
funny?
We can't get you.
So, you know, we're just doing draw zones.
So far, I've only taken one trade. It was a GJ buys in Asian session.
Yeah, that was clean last night.
Yeah, it was right over here. Right here. Once this candle broke above, took buys at 134, 490, and boom, had a nice move up.
I caught that too.
Nice. Yeah, it was a very nice move.
Yep.
Let's take a look at the Chinese indicator here, see what we're saying. So the Chinese indicator, it's saying pound is weak and yen is strong. So I don't know. Let's see what happens there. Still have support. CAD, not really sure. CAD is weak as usual. So yeah, I mean that's what the Chinese indicator is saying.
Did you see the oil price?
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah. That's wild.
Does anyone know the reason oil price is widely different in every broker? I can tell you why it's dropping because no one's not, I mean, oil is not being used a lot at all. Everyone's grounded, planes are grounded, cruise ships are grounded, no rockets are leaving the earth. You know, not many people driving. The longer this lockdown goes, the harder the oil price is going to fall. Oh, someone has a GJ entry. Got a cowboy over here. Okay, what's this? 30-minute close bearish. Okay, settle based on it. I think if it's closing bearish, you can possibly bring your stop down to maybe at this area or like a couple, like 4 or 5 pips above the 30-minute candle here, which is closing. Yeah, it's going to be a good idea because it's at this level where it formed like a minor support. Candle broke down, candle came back inside the range and started to go up. So this is a little bit of an important area, I would say. Might want to be a little cautious here. The fact the oil is going down will make the dollar go low. I don't think the dollar has anything to do with oil prices. It's the CAD dollar. If it breaks that area through the 4-hour, yes, that would be a very good move. If the 4-hour flips bearish, man, that would be a great move. Then we're gonna continue down to this wick and eventually fill this over here, 133, 910. But the most important thing is it's in this range. You know, this is a 4-hour range it's stuck in now. So
Good morning, Raja.
yeah, good morning. So any trade that you're looking at right now in this range, this is going to be a trade in this range. You know, so it's not going to be a very good trade. It will be very risky trades. You know, whatever trade you take in this range, it's going to be a risky trade. You know, a very clean, easy buy is going to be above this area here because on the 4-hour you have clean traffic to the left. Right here, clean traffic. If you measure this, this is about like, you know, 60 pips. So out of these 60 pips, you can easily catch some pips. You know, so a better sell is going to be below the support all the way down over here. You know, so whatever you're looking for a trade in this range is going to be difficult and it's going to be risky.
Yeah, you can see it's just creating a wedge right now. That's all it's been doing.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do by drawing this trend line here.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a wedge right there in consolidation, but the moment it breaks, it's going to break strong.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell these little cats and kittens, that we are stuck in this range here.
Oh yeah, I did watch that thing, that tiger.
Tiger, you little cats and kittens, welcome to the New York session today.
Man, that guy is a nut.
This is your host, Carol Baskin.
He's the real killer, mate.
Yeah. Cats and kittens.
Dude, that music video that he did, she looks exactly like him.
What are your thoughts on gold buys? I think gold buys, you need, I mean, if this 4-hour, I don't know. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I've been watching it all morning. Above 84 closure, I think, would be sensible, but I'll be looking probably for entries at 86 and above, I think. But that's only based on high time frame stuff. I mean, really, entries were a lot earlier on, but you're playing in the silly range right now, so it's a tough one. I was only basing it on the fact that we've got very little top wick on the daily and weekly. We've already created the low for the day potentially, so we'll see. That little rejection there looks pretty nice on the 1 hour. So
Yeah.
I'll be very cautious right now. I've got a level at 84.3, which we keep kind of bouncing around. So
Yeah, I agree with you, Mon.
get above that first. On the 4 hour, I think 86.5 and above would be a bit more sensible.
Because right now on the 4 hours, on the underside of the resistance.
Yeah, for real.
EMAs.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, we're on the underside of the 200 EMA tapping. It's just that on the daily, we had a nice bounce off of support.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I think if you had the balls to get in down there, then you would have had a good option. But I wasn't too keen being Monday, you know. I considered it, but ain't worth a risk on a Monday. I'd rather see it play out a bit. But I think if it closes above 84 and some 84.5, I think you've got a lot more chance of continuing, maybe up to 1700 if we get a big push. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think still then, like if it breaks above, you're right, 84, 85, then your stop is still going to be at like 1677.
Yeah, for real. That's exactly it. If you're looking on the 4 hour, you can see how I think it's 86. It's about 86.5, I think. Would make sense to above that, and then fill that candle really would be safer. But it's them wicks on the left you got to watch.
Yeah, what I'm waiting on gold is for it to break up past 1485.5, and then for that to be retested again for me to buy.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, makes sense. That's a safe play, I think. But at least you've had momentum through. Like London's kind of trying to break out this range, and this is what it did last week on the Monday. It kind of stayed in range, then we broke out on Tuesday, and had a good move Tuesday. So you might just come back in that range yet. So that's what I mean. I'll be a bit cautious yet.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we had a lot of downward movement on Friday, right? Which normally continues, but hasn't seemed to yet.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. What are you saying, man?
Want to break, make entry. Yep, makes sense. When you put a trend line, you see a wedge. Blah 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 blah. Even if it's in a 4 hour range, you still keep it as a risky sell within a range. Why use a trend line? Yes, that's why I don't use a trend line. I don't use trend lines. So I trade GJ a lot, and looks like EJ is respecting the support here. Yeah, so I trade GJ a lot, and there's nothing to do on GJ. So this means I'm sitting on my hand. I'm not looking at any other pair to take a trade because GJ is ranging. No. Like if you want a currency pair to be loyal to you, you got to be loyal to the currency pair. It goes hand in hand. If you're not loyal and you look at something else and then a pair moves and you look back, you're like, oh man, I was waiting for this and I missed it. So that's why you gotta just stick to your pair.
Yes, you gotta marry your pair.
Exactly.
Sounds dangerous, but yeah.
But also it's a Monday, I've seen people make big mistakes on Mondays and Fridays. So you have to be very careful of how you handle yourself on a Monday here. Let's take a look at this chart. That chart's coming in.
Yeah, but Raja, today a different type of Monday, man.
Do you mean?
Today's 420, so we're supposed to get higher pips.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
That's nice.
That's right, man.
Burner killing.
So not working today, Burner?
Oh yeah, it's 420 today.
You know I'm talking too much, so I definitely can't be on the job.
Yeah.
Today vacation,
Today
Yeah,
is
man.
420.
I think with this trade setup, you would want to see. I hope you're not in the sell over here, because if you are, this is a bad sell. But you would want to see a candle closing back in this range bearish, because if that can happen, then you can have a stop above that candle. So yeah, I hope you're waiting. Perfect. Wow, Kervin's blasting music early in the morning over there.
Damn.
Let's go, Kervin.
Creation that makes me, you know.
Does your feeling suspicious when watching a trade setup? Yeah, you know, when I look at GJ, I'm very suspicious of GJ. I'm like, why are you being so suspicious? Just ranging now. See that? See how the candles are now printing side by side on the 1 hour. You see, like side by side. This is a range forming now. This is bad. You look at gold. Gold is now starting to go up. The reason I don't trade gold because you need wider stops, and it's more expensive to trade gold because, you know, like the spread is a little higher. So I just anticipate gold, and I get happy when these guys win on gold. That's about it. Waiting for the spreads to get normal so I can trade gold again. EJ, I don't trade anymore. I stopped trading EJ. Don't ask me. I think the reason why would be because I wanted to just focus on one pair, which was GJ. Can I get some feedback, please? Alright. So you have looking for sells at the bounce of this zone, looking for sells at the bounce of this zone. Perfect. I think your zones need some work. Your candles need to. What is going on here, man? This is so hard. Your zones are incorrect. Yeah, you need to really. Nah, yeah, these zones make these zones are just walking all over these candles. This is bad. So look at these zones. Look at this zone. Look how nicely it's on the candle wicks over here. So nicely on gold, also so nicely on your JPY. See, it's so nice. Makes sense. And look at this over here. Your zones are just walking all over the candle.
Maybe they drew that on the 4 hour or something. That's one way it would make sense.
Yeah. So GJ is still waiting here. I mean, I think, yeah, I'll just see what happens here. I mean, if we start breaking the low of the 1 hour candle, then I might start to look for sells at around 134, 150. Yeah, let's see what happens. How to do Forex trading? Please help. I want to earn money. I need money. I think you need to get a job first and then start trading Forex. Because if you come to Forex to make money, man, you're going to have a bad time. You're going to have a really bad time. It's going to be filled with disappointments. Oh, GJ is coming really close over here.
Keep trucking.
I've got a runner running from 134.41.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I thought there'd be a sell-off in the S&P, and it might give us some JPY strength. And then as it sort of started, the S&P started going down, I thought, okay, we might get some JPY strength.
Nice, that's a good trade. Can you give your opinion on this? Let's see here. Take a sell trade when the previous candle broke the low. You're in New Zealand. Yep, makes sense. I think your stop should be above this 1 hour candle. Might want to trail it down a little bit, but if the 30-minute is continuing bearish, then these sells do make sense. Anyone saw 95 have to watch this obviously. So I don't know. Gotta be so careful here with the support, you know, it's so delicate. Alright, let's take a look at this chart. Oh, wrong chart. We got some GJ analysis coming in here. What's this? 30-minute. If this 30-minute flip bearish, I'll take a sell. Okay. Awesome. So you're going to take a sell here. Your TP is going to be below the support. Well, if it makes sense, your stop loss is here. So yeah, it should work out. I'm going to wait to see if we break below this to take a sell below this support. Then that'll make much more sense. How long it take to be professional trader? Well, let's ask all the professionals here in the Zoom list here. So how long did it take you guys?
Long time.
Yeah, I think the main time you spend in becoming consistent is really realizing that it only takes about maybe focusing on 1 or 2 trades a day. That's when you really start to see some gains. Because as long as you're over trading, you're going nowhere. You're just running around in circles. Like if you're over trading, you know, because you take a buy, then you take another trade, you take a sell, you take a win, you take a loss, you take a loss. Then you got 2 losses. You want to make those losses back. You take another trade. You take a small win. You take another trade. You take a bigger loss. You know, it doesn't work. But if you focus on 1 or 2 trades a day, it works awesome. Like right here, the only trade I'm looking for is below 134 or 160, so we can continue moving down. That's it. That's the only trade I'm looking for. So if that happens, perfect. Do you mark your MT4, MT5 account the same way you do just for execution? Yeah, I only execute on my MT4, MT5. I mark my charts here on TradingView because you know it's much easier to mark them on TradingView. The MT4, MT5 platforms, they were never built for, you know, chart analysis. They are execution platforms.
Okay, here we go.
Santa's coming to town today too. Getting magic keys in and getting some weights in.
Nice.
Oh, they arrived today. Nice, man.
Yes.
Cool.
Hope it breaks below 134, 160 and then take a move down to 133. That would be perfect.
It will drop.
Yeah, then we're gonna drop down.
Did you go with the sell? Did you go? Sorry, man. Did you go with the sell stop, or did you? Are you waiting?
Yeah, I have a sell stop.
Yeah.
I have a sell stop at 134, 160.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm up 13 pips.
Nice.
Yeah, this thing's gonna drop.
Yeah, so my sell stop is at 134. Yeah, might move it like 134, 135. Basically, the reason I have a sell stop is because I'm expecting price to come down, activate it, and then continue pushing down. So the stop on this is going to be maybe like what, 15 pips, something like that. Yeah, 15 pips. Let's see what happens.
Hey, Raja.
Hey.
Alan, do you think it's too not close enough to the end of the hour for the push?
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends.
Like, you know how we always get the push the second half of the hour?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think it's too far away for it to make that push, the break of support?
Yeah, I mean, if I was in the position, then I would say yes. You know, but since I'm not in the position, then like I'm just anticipating it. Like it's just anticipating it.
Okay.
You know, because like there's nothing wrong in speculating something. You know? Like if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't get activate, then
I mean, that could happen in like 20 minutes yet, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or it could happen before NY open.
Mhm.
Who knows?
4 hours just turned bearish as well, which is nice to see.
That's beautiful to see, Chris. Look at that.
Beautiful, mate.
Please check gold. Okay. Check gold. Resistance form, sell when it breaks low of this candle. Perfect. Clean traffic. Perfect. Beautiful. GPCAD is a great buy if it closes bearish. I don't think so. Wow. How would GPCAD be a great buy if it closes bearish? Oh, we're coming close here. So on this trade, I'm risking 50% of my profits from the Asian session, just to give people an idea of what's going on.
House money.
Yep.
Free trade.
Alright, what's going on here? AUD USD 15 minute. Wait for candle for a bullish 30 minute to break the high. Then clear buys for a retest. Yes, that would make sense.
Yeah, that looks proper right now. As long as the 30-minute holds for it.
Alright, what's going on here? Oh, nice. Josh has an entry on TJ. Based on 15 minutes. Yeah, if this 15-minute flips or continues bearish, that'll be a good sell stop activated, and we're going to continue moving down. Why do you take the high as a point for your stop loss and not the zone? Because you're expecting a big push. Oh, let's take a look at this. What this question means. Yeah, because I'm expecting price to continue like just pushing down. You know, I've seen GJ enough to say that sometimes, you know, when GJ goes through a zone, it just goes straight through a zone like a hot knife going through butter. That's something I've seen it do a lot of times, you know. So that's where my probability lies when I'm taking this trade, because in my head, what I'm thinking is that there's a higher probability that GJ is going to continue down, activate it, and then continue falling down to this wick and then down over here. So that's why my risk is like around 15 pips. So if it gets activated, you know, my risk is like around right here, like around the top of this 30-minute candle. Because even if this closes bearish and the next 30 minutes, if it wicks up, it shouldn't break the high of the previous 30 minutes. And if it breaks the low, then, you know, there's a high chance we're going to continue moving down. But so far, there's nothing. Is it healthy to trade 2 sessions? No. Unless you have, you know, some sort of experience. Ooh, someone has a technical question. Let's take a look here. What's this? GJ. If this trend line was validated with another lower high, touching the 15-minute chart, would it be safe for the bear to next candle to close below the low? I think you're overthinking too much here by drawing these candles, and that's not good. You should just focus on what's being presented to you and how you can execute on what's being presented to you rather than thinking 4 or 5 steps ahead. Yeah, it's just better to just look at what's happening currently and how you can, maybe get some edge on it. Like this, your AUD, you have a resistance here, a support here, and perfect. Now you're just waiting based on the 4-hour chart. USD CAD, oh, very nice. Some buys here. I think you can bring your stops below this 30-minute candle and eventually then below this 30-minute candle kind of start trailing you. That's good. Also, CAD is weak. If you look at the Chinese indicator here, it'll tell you CAD is weak, dollar is strong, so this trade makes sense, USD CAD. See, it still hasn't come down to support. Just awesome to wait. Rakeel, I seen you've calmed down on roasting. Oh no, because I think people now are getting smarter. Because I'm getting very intelligent questions today, so pretty good. I like it. Price trader support. If this 30-minute close bearish, would you take sells even though push down support and reject it? No. I think this was the move down. I mean, it happened in one go or it happened in 2 candles. This was the move down. So now you'll have to wait to see how it closes and then look at the 15-minute candles. Yeah. Sometimes you get that perfect close and you're like, okay, I'm going to take sells, stops above here, and you have a good move down. But sometimes price does this. And at that point, you're like, well, I waited and it did this. Well, I guess it's done. Unless you see some more information. What motivated you when you were at your lowest? Well, the realization that if I don't move, my bills aren't going to be paid. So I had to keep moving. I don't know what kind of question is that. Oh, GJ. Sell entry. Stops above the previous candle. Nice. Beautiful.
It's dropping.
Oh, what's happening here?
GG's dropping.
Moves like 1 pip.
Well, this 1 pip activated my sell stop here.
Nah, it should be good now.
Now it's gonna move. Yeah.
Yeah, we got.
I'm up 15 minutes.
Alright, sell stop activated. Perfect. In any transaction you buy from sellers, why would you not buy off a bearish candle, as in buying from sellers? Because if a candle is going down, why would I want to place a buy instead of placing a sell? Because if I place a buy when candle's going down, there's a very high chance candle will continue going down. So that's why I don't do that.
Okay, I'm closing custom.
People like the music you've changed on the background.
Oh yeah, people do like
Stream,
the
yeah.
music. Can you guys hear it on Zoom?
Nah, man.
No.
Nah.
No.
Alright, how about now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
You get 20 pips.
Have you entered sell? Question mark. Now you start getting stupid
No,
questions.
no, it's a
Oh my god.
Turn the music back off.
Alright, I'm gonna be right back.
Okay, a little music.
It's different having music, man.
What was that he got going on there? Like some EDM?
Chris is jamming out.
At least it's not one of them real slow things like in the elevator, man. He'll fall asleep right now.
Sound like we're going to space, man. Yeah, Chris,
Music is really good.
gold looked like it's trying to break up, but it won't break 1684 yet.
Sorry, dude. Yeah. I was looking at the same thing. Lower time frame looks better, but we created like a new high closure, but it's
Yeah, but
not.
still hasn't,
Yeah.
still hasn't broken above yet.
I think the 4 hour needs to finish up above 84. I think before I'll be real comfy.
Yeah, I agree. Like I like 84.5 better, but
Yeah, 84.5 would be sensible. I think that'd be good for me. I'll be looking at entries around there, or just above 85. I think only based on higher time frame, but it looks a bit more sensible at that point. Because if you look to the left, you can see around. I think it's like 9th of April. You got similar stuff on a 4 hour.
Yeah, because
so
of spreads, you can't enter above 86. 186.
Yeah, it's tough right now. I won't be rushing it. I'd just
Yeah,
not at all.
Yeah, that's it.
Since the start of the week, you know.
Yeah.
Rather wait for the clean move.
Yeah, for real. I mean, we did that last week on Monday. We sat there
later a bit, yeah.
Yeah, and we waited all Monday. It didn't really do much, and then we broke out Tuesday, and we had a nice push in New York that went, I don't know, from like 1720 to 1748 or something, 1750. It's worth waiting for.
See, now you can
mostly after New York Open. Yeah.
See, now you can anticipate the 4 hour to fill the wick as it's trying to head bearish. All right. No news. Nothing happened overnight. Oh, New Zealand PM will move out of lockdown. Man, these people in Australia and New Zealand, they're coming out of the shadows here.
That's good. Time to get back to work.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get back to work. All right, this thing is moving right now, and I'm up like 5 pips.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, nice work, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
if it-
30 minutes just closed very
oh
very
man,
small range at the bottom.
this 30-minute candle closed with no wick at the bottom.
Yeah.
Now this
It's
is
gonna be wild.
this is what bothers me now.
Exactly.
So I might want to bring my stop down. I brought my stop down to the top of the 15-minute candle because this 30-minute closed with no wick. So if it closed with no wick, this means there's no range for the next candle to go down. So at this point, there's a 50-50 chance that price is going to go down or go up. You know, so you got to be very cautious of these things now.
Hey, Raja.
Hey.
Is the music louder than it usually is? Because I could barely hear you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the music's quite loud, bro.
I turned it off.
Oh, I was enjoying that, man.
I know it was pretty cool.
I thought it was good.
Ooh.
We make a remix.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
This will drop. Probably.
I don't even listen to music. I listen to Radio 4 when I'm trading.
Yeah, you know, so it closed with no wick. So maybe now there's a 50-50 chance it's going to continue down, or there's a 50-50 chance it's going to go up. You know, so that's why I lowered my stop loss, brought it down to the 15-minute candle. So, you know, like if this 15-minute candle starts to come back up to my entry, I'm probably going to close 50% of my position because I want to be safe. You know, it's very important that you want to be safe. So that's what I'm going to do.
8 pips, 50%.
Yeah, exactly. So I think this will be a good example of trade management. So you know, there's a button on Magic Keys. It's the FN. Yeah, I think it's the it's the FN button. So if you press that button, what's going to happen is you're going to see a line, and you can bring that line to your entry. You know, and if price comes back to your entry, it's going to automatically close 50%. You know, so that's closing partial stops. That function is a partial stop button, man. It's just so nice.
It's helpful.
Yeah.
Is that possible regularly, like with the, just an MT4?
What?
Is that possible? Like you could do on the MT4 half position trade, close, stop with the stop. I didn't try that.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like,
yeah, but I with the Magic Keys, yeah, but is it possible with the regular MT or that is a feature with the Magic Keys?
No, yes.
Well, on Magic Keys it works, Nick, but I don't think you can do it on MT4 anyway.
Yeah, on that. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Like,
yes. So it takes 3 steps to do that. You know. I think the trend line you ignored is affecting this current trade. Let's see what happens. It's okay. I'm not really worried about trades anymore. What's the story with Ted owning an unregulated broker in Sudan? Well, he knows it's an unregulated broker. It's not regulated in the States. There's no story. I mean, he knows that fact. Man, people just want to come over here and they want to just start shit.
Stir the pot, man. That's it.
How many % lots do you close at 10 pips? I close 80% of my positions at 10 pips. Wow, EJ is not breaking here. It's respecting that support.
Gold look like it's about to shoot up. Monte, you on it?
Yeah, I'm watching it, dude. Yeah, I'm watching.
Ooh.
It's
wow. See if it gold shoots up. Now you can have a smaller stop at like 1679.
I'll be careful, yeah.
I would wait for the close. Smart thing.
I've seen a few nice candles. The last hour candle was good. This one looks nice too.
Oh wow, $12. Shit, man.
But that's on my brokerage is 16 still.
Oh
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, 16 on Vantage.
Yeah.
Oh, let me check. I haven't checked it there.
It's different with every broker.
Yeah, it's weird.
Really? I've not looked at that
Yeah.
today.
I mean,
It's dumb.
Let's have a comparison.
I think it's making its way to 12.
Oh yeah,
I
it
gotta
does.
stop bowing, GG.
It does.
But the gas is now so cheap. Like,
Man, gas is cheap now, but
yeah.
there's nowhere to go.
All right, what's this chart here? Oh, GJ, 15-minute. Enter long position based on 5-minute. Took 50%. Break even. Runners off stop. Yeah, that's good. Very nice. See now, as it starts to come up back to my entry around 134, 160, I'm going to close 50% off my position there. Because, you know, as we mentioned about the candle closing with no wick at the bottom, gotta be very careful. Guys, is Traders Domain Broker your creation? No, it's not my creation. We just talked about intelligent questions earlier on, but yes. Alright, so I closed 50% of my position here, and I only have 50. So I had opened a 2 lot, and now it's down to 1 lot. You know, just to give you some sort of a perspective. Wow, man, oil just kept on pumping down.
That's crazy.
Can you take a look at this? Let's take a look. GPAUD. This looks good. I think the only problem is, yeah, it just needs to stay below the high of the previous candle here. So then it should be good. Just like we're looking over here, now it's crossed my entry to go in a drawdown. This is where problem happens, you know. If you have a full position running, sometimes what you want to do is you want to add another one over here to say that no, it's going to go down. But the best thing to do is to just wait. You know, so price came up here, I closed 50% of my position, because if it starts to go up and hit my stop, I don't want to lose the entire stop loss. You know, I want to lose 50% of that now. This is what's going to keep me in the game, you know, because if I have, let's say, if I risk, let's say, 2% here, you know, if price hits my stop loss, I lose 2%. And if I take another trade, risking 2%, and if I win that trade, now I'm at break even, right? But if I closed 50% of my position over here, and if price hits my stop, I'm losing 1%. And if I take another trade by risking 2%, and if I win that trade, now I'm in positive, you know? Now I'm ahead of the game. So you really got to understand these concepts. Because, you know, sometimes guys say, oh, you know, I take a trade, I win a trade, and I'm still at break even. I don't know, because my losses are the same. Because you're not securing your losses before they hit your stop loss. You know, that's very important. You want to add to positions when price starts to go your way, and you want to start taking away from positions when price starts to go against you. You know, so that's what I did here. I saw the candle close with no wick at the bottom. I made a conscious decision that if price comes back to my entry, I'm probably going to take off 50%. Because, you know, it means there's no range for the next candle to go down. right, what's this? Higher low, higher low. Oh yeah, we know. Thank you for explaining how you manage your position and risk. I think that's a very important topic that a lot of people don't know. Yeah, you know, like people know, but they don't know how to talk about it, or they don't know how to execute it. So you know, it's very important. It's very important you have strict trade management skills. Yeah, I think trade management is a skill. It's not like something written in stone.
Rakeel, I don't think I've seen anybody else explain this the way you do this. Like all the courses I've been to, it's like, oh, it hits your stop loss. That's it. You've lost 1-2% or whatever. Like the way you're managing it, and I don't think I've seen anyone else do it like this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, like it just made common sense to me, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I've been doing it this way now, and you're just in the game for longer. You know, it's just increased my time of being in the game, and the longer you're in the game, you've still got a chance to win. Do you know what I mean? You can still be a winner.
Yes.
On the same move, two guys can win.
That's it. You know, you can get a second chance. So what? You lose 50% instead of losing a whole percent. You know, it's good.
Gold broke up. $86, $87.
Ooh, oh,
God.
wow.
Oh wow.
Oh,
I got in on the 5 minute.
Oh, oil went to $11.
Wow. What's happening with the Dow Jones?
Wow,
down to
man.
15.
Yeah, on mine it's 15 also.
Damn.
Yeah, this
It's
is
really crazy. I have this level for oil at 1065 from I think November of 1998.
That is.
And it looks like it could just blow right through it.
Yeah, just remove that level, man. It's
1065 is where I'm looking from November 1998. If you look on the monthly, it's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, 1998, November. But you know, like in 1998, November, $10, due to inflation, this would be around like $13, $14. So
Right.
So oil right now fundamentally is lower in value than it was in 1998.
Yeah.
Wow, man, look at that drop. Jesus. Damn. I wonder who's holding from at 45.
55 gallons of water is expensive than oil.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than water right now.
Anyone else has crazy swaps on their broker? Yes. Since oil is falling, there's a lot of manipulation happening in oil. So that's why it's very expensive to trade oil. You know, if you're holding oil, just know that the swaps are going to be really big. So, you know, it's very, very expensive to trade oil.
Not only the swap,
And even
the
gaps.
fees are very expensive as well, like ridiculously expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, my buddy was holding buys on oil, so he was up like he bought it at like 20, he was up to like 23, and his swaps on a 10-cent lot were like $150. You know, and he's like, bro, what's
Really?
this? Yeah, man. Over like a
Like 1600.
yeah, damn, over like a 4-day hold, it was like $150 swap.
That's very much more than a position.
Yeah.
And you need to be in profit.
Yeah, let's take a look here. What happened here? Nothing yet. Why not buy oil for the long term? Because if you look at oil right now, oil is just dropping. So if it comes down to like $10 or $9, I'm gonna think about doing something. But man, ooh, look at GJ now, right? So GJ 15-minute candle just closed. If you look at the 15-minute candle, 15-minute candle closed below that support on the 1 hour here. See, this was support, closed below support on the 1 hour. If it stays below support, the New York Open, which is going to be in 15 minutes, can continue pushing GJ bearish. So that's what's going on right now. So I'm still in this trade. Wow, we gave a nice idea on gold here.
But we said we should wait for the close. It just broke up.
If you're watching on 5 minute, it closed above 84.5. That was a pretty sensible entry point, I think.
No, my last before the breakout was 84,700. But yeah, it was above the VIX and the whole.
Yeah, on the high time frame, I was thinking 84.5 was sensible. If you can get in around there.
Yeah.
I mean, you could then have stocks below that one or the one before where the support is, but maybe 81, something like that.
No, it would be perfect, like to retest the
Yeah.
resistance down.
Yeah, this is what Bernard was saying.
That would be perfect.
Yeah, Bernard was looking for that potentially to come back to retest a bit now, yeah? And then it'll give you some range.
Yeah, exactly, Chris. That's what I'm saying.
Man.
After gold found support off of the daily EMA and came up and found support at 1672.8.
Yep.
After that, candles finally started coming back above the EMAs, and then once I saw that 15-minute and 5-minute respecting it, we could anticipate that little boost, you know?
Yeah, for real. Nice work, man. It's good. It's a good way of doing it. I mean, now you could look for it to come back, create a little support, and then maybe look for it. Now you've got range on the higher time frame, I think.
Exactly. It's going to come down to retrace now and then probably push back up again.
That's it, boy. Nice work. I'm going to go grab a coffee.
All right. Oh, what's this chart here? Resistance formed, waiting for 30 or 15-minute confirmation for sells to retest the previous. Yeah, that would make sense. I think we might want to have a kind of like a zone over here, somewhere over here. That'll be better. And then this zone makes sense here if it closes bearish to go down. Yeah, beautiful. Is NYC open in next hour, right? Wrong. In
my God.
In 12 minutes. 12 minutes. I got a question. I don't trade oil, but it's showing $16 on my charts. Yeah, it's showing 16 on my charts as well. I don't know what's going on. I think someone sent a link here. Take a look at that link. That was why oil dropped.
I think it's the contracts, Riku. I think they roll over and they give you the next month's one or something.
Oh, okay.
The email from my broker to that effect.
Oh, so the brokers, they have contracts, so once they expire, then you get the right price.
Yeah, so it's the CFD contracts. I think they're CFD contracts. So, because I just emailed him saying, why is my price different from the price I'm seeing elsewhere? And it's something to do with, let me read it. Oh, God. Please note that rollover can be positive or negative adjustment depending on the difference between the old and the new contract. You can avoid rollover by closing the position before the rollover date. God knows what that means, but that's what he's emailed.
Okay.
Yeah, but do they mean rollover as in the swap fees, or do they mean the actual price?
I wish that's when we wish that David guy was here, man. He could explain it.
Yeah.
Because typically when they talk about rollover, they talk about the swap fee at end of day.
No, because the price is based on the futures contract, and the futures contracts expire.
Yeah, I think the May one expires tomorrow, right?
Really?
Oh, okay.
They expire quarterly. That's what rollover is.
Caval, you're alive, man. I was asking about you, bro.
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm here.
I was worried. I don't know what Chris had done to you. Led you to the Lions, mate.
Chris put me on the naughty step today.
Oh, no.
If this candle closes bullish, opportunity to buy GJ. I think you would want to buy GJ if you have a candle closing back above 134, 100, back above that support. That's going to be a better indication to buy GJ. And if you're looking at your GPY is respecting that support and it's still in that range. Gets pretty tough here. How big is this range anyway? This range is around 20 pips. We got 8 minutes left till New York open. 15 minutes kind of did like a retest over here, and this is bearish. If this 15 minutes stays bearish, I think we're gonna have a continuation for New York.
Rakeel, quick question here. You see, say if you were to take an entry in this, would you consider taking an entry on the when it breaks below the body or the actual wick? Would you find
wick?
The wick, yeah. Okay. Is there any particular reason for the wick or to the body, or is it just more accurate because it's further down?
No, it's basically how it is, because if you have a candle, then if you have, let's say, this candle here, this is the high of the candle and this is the low of the candle.
Yeah, let's go.
You know. Oh, nice. We're moving down now. We're up 10 pips over here.
Ooh.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice.
We're up 10 pips. So putting stops at break even. Are you now hoping GP to try and close below mini support? Oh, I already secured what I had. If your broker is using the June contracts, then the price around 2022. If your price lowers May contracts. Oh, okay. Now I get it. It's still a bit of confusing, like CFDs and ESTs. I don't really understand them, and I think it's a good thing I don't trade oil. That was a move that took a little while over here.
J fully reversed.
Yeah, EJ never really had a chance to break below that support. It just respected that support. Oh, someone is up 6% today. Beautiful. We got 5 minutes left here. Awesome, man. This is just great. Oh, okay. Now it's moving the oil price. Moving pretty slow there on Vantage.
Maybe the New York will be hard.
New York close is going to be very hard.
No, open.
Oh, open. Yeah, New York Open.
I hope so.
Yeah. Few more minutes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hey, is UJ stuck in a range? Please send a chart and we'll take a look. Someone sent a chart over here on Euro New Zealand. Dropping wedge breakout, anticipated a retest. Looking for buy as the price breaks above this zone. Perfect. Makes sense, makes sense. Do you know if magic keys work when empty forward is? Yeah, it has to be in focus for it to work. My thoughts on S&P 500? I have no thoughts on S&P 500. I don't trade S&P 500. See now, when price went into like a 11 pip profits, I secured 10 pips. So now my stop loss was 14 pips. My TP was 14 pips, but I secured 10 pips. You know, and in the anticipation that, okay, it's reached 10 pips, I'm going to secure 10 pips. And if price is going to continue moving, it's going to continue on to my one-to-one risk reward. You know, so there's nothing wrong in securing 10 pips, because if you're not securing, now you're losing pips. You know, you're losing pips, and maybe with New York Open, if this candle closes above the low of the previous 15 minutes, man, then the New York Open might push it up, and you may end up with, you know, a trade with 0 gains because you refused to secure positions. You know, so it's always better to secure positions. Would you say buying EJ would be a good idea after the candle close? I think it would be. Let's take a look. If you buy EJ and your stop is going to be over here around 10-11 pips, your TP is going to be like, yeah, I think it's going to be as you could make it. You know.
I'm just not sure it's a big enough range. It's been
Yeah.
stuck in that range all day, and I think you need to wait for a breakout either side.
That's what I was thinking too. I mean, it's a smaller range, so it'll be a little aggressive.
Yeah. It's better to wait it out.
Yeah, it'll be like trying to squeeze out water from an already dry towel. You know, I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Yeah.
GJ was also kind of like that. That the range wasn't enough, and you're still like a 13-14 range, so it was a little aggressive. Would you suggest to buy EJ when you're selling GJ? I don't suggest to look at another pair when you're trying to trade some other pair. That's a bad habit. Ooh, my runner here got stopped out. That's it. That was all for today.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, if it drops now, then it'd be like, oh, well. New York Open.
Suspicious.
New York Open is coming in like 30 seconds. Yeah, this would be a risky entry, aggressive entry here with a stop above the 15.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it. No.
You could wake up and continue down, yeah.
Yes, that would be aggressive.
Huge zone range.
Just looking at gold, it looks like a small retest to previous resistance on the 15 minutes and the 30 minutes looking bullish out of that small resistance. Problem is with the New York Open, we may have a pullback to that range, range, and it's gonna stop me out. So that's why I'm not taking this buy on gold. Looks
yeah, if it does come back in that range, you're going to struggle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then it's gonna be kind of fake out.
I think you could probably play buy stop game, but
yeah, I think it's like how it's buy stop.
Where would you do a buy stop, Chris?
Well, it depends on how this candle forms. If it pulls down now, I'll just have to kind of watch where this candle, how it forms. But basically above probably the previous 15, somewhere there. But it depends on this candle firstly. Like Kerwin said, it depends on this open, whether you're going to get a deep pullback. Because you could probably get decent normal entries further down. But if you pull back in that range, you're going to be stuck. So I wouldn't want to be stuck. Kerwin's, I think, on the what page? I think it's a sensible option.
Yeah.
The buys were when it was on that 5 minute, when it was kind of pushing up.
Yeah, I just got out of it. So it was a nice move.
And if it keeps respecting the highs at 134, 160, this is going to continue dropping. And 4 hours going to fill the wick, and we're going to have a nice move continue, guys.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, so if you're going to take a risk, you would have taken the risk when that candle closed bearish. Stop loss at like 10, 11 pips, and TP all the way down over here.
Yeah, I mean, you could theoretically be looking at yesterday, the previous daily wick fill, actually.
Yes.
I don't know if that's the same level as the 4 half. I wasn't looking.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon, Rakeel.
Hey.
Good morning.
How's everyone else doing? You okay?
Good. Yeah, good, bro.
Yeah, man.
Everyone, I heard you talking about gold then.
Good,
I
man.
think gold above, like me and Chris were talking about it today on his webinar, his live stream, sorry. I think gold has got very strong resistance at 1684, now turned into support. But then if you look a bit higher at 1701, 1702, that could also be potential resistance. So this could be like the weekly wick forming at top to go down. So if you're going to buy, this is a really big range.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm also for the sells more than buys, because like if you look on the 4 hour, it's a bearish trend until this last one.
I've been in sell on GJ since 134, 550. Oh, very nice. Can anyone explain what GJ is? Well,
it's a sell.
GJ.
Don't try this.
I don't know if you want to know what pair it is, or is it a buy or sell? Or...
Ninja.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's having a beautiful move here down. I caught this.
Yeah. Makes sense.
That's a good trade, man. Well done, dude.
Yep.
I think 930.
Oh, we were correct. New York Open pushed it further down.
Yeah. Because gold is going to continue moving up.
Yeah, I was just watching in 30 minutes, see if it feel that wick.
I'm only getting into trading recently, only deposited £350. Oh, very nice. Oh, wow. Look at GJ, man.
Oh, my God.
What a beautiful move. Beautiful.
Target reached.
Yeah, well, people on YouTube, if you held and if you caught this move down, man, awesome. Perfect.
Very well done.
Is that filled the daily? It's somewhere close, right?
Yeah, almost there.
Almost.
Nearly. Yeah, close enough.
It filled the 4 hour though. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was a plan, right? So
that's gonna continue moving. Yeah.
Trust. Whenever Kerwin says trust, you guys just gotta trust.
Yeah, you are. Listen up.
Yeah. See now, if you've missed this sell on gold, then the good thing is that GJ, sorry.
GJ.
Yeah, that
GJ.
basically it made a low, you know. So when it makes a low, it's gonna come up. It's gonna make some sort of a minor resistance, and it's gonna continue dropping to retest the low.
Exactly.
Exactly. So yeah, we waited, had a sell stop, explained everything. You know what? I basically explained my entire thought process except for the sells I took again here at 134 100.
I knew it because I did the same thing.
Yeah. You can. I can only tell so many things, you know, not everything.
Yeah. The thing is, I was expecting the next hour to make that drop. Plus 7 pips more.
Yeah, because you know what I've noticed? I've noticed that before, like let's say if the pound is bullish before New York Open, if there's a range on the left, New York Open will, like, most of the time just gonna keep on pushing in that direction. Yeah, that's what I've noticed. Like most of the time it's going to do that. So if we look at this and if we draw a trend line, right? So this is why I don't use trend lines, right? So remember how the trend line was over here, right over here. So if that is broken, now what are you doing? Are you like kind of adjusting your trend line? Oh no, trend line here. Yeah. So that's why I have a problem with using trend lines, because I don't understand if this is correct or if, you know, it coming over here is correct.
It's nice to see you got the London push, and then a little consolidation, then we had the push again for New York.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Took a loss on EJ, but totally fine because I used Asian session profits for my trading plan. Perfect. That's good. I think this candle closed with a small body, so gets pretty tricky. Does New York Open always push every pair higher or lower? Well, that's something you have to watch and come up with yourself. You know, because the only reason I'm talking about GJ is because I've seen it do it a lot of times. So that's why I talked about it. I don't know about anything else because I only focus on GJ for the most part. Look at oil price. Yes, we know what's going on with oil. Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. You sometimes say you base on 30 minutes and sometimes you use 15 minutes. There is no consistency in this stream. This confuse inexperienced traders. Well, John Henry, this stream is for experienced traders. You know, it's like when you talk about time frames, you're talking about all the time frames. You know, you're talking about everything. You're talking about the 4 hour, you're talking about the 1 hour, we're talking about how the 1 hour closed below the support. And then we talked about the 30 minute, how the 30 minute is staying below the support. Then we talked about the 15 minute, that is the 15 minute. So when this 15 minute closed bearish, I'm sure you're going to rewatch the stream. So if you rewatch the stream, you're going to say we talked about how the 15 minute closed bullish, but it closed below that 1 hour support. And then we talked about how this next 15 minute would close bearish, and that would in turn make the New York Open push continue it bearish. So when you look on the 30 minute, so this goes to the fact that it's not about being an inexperienced trader. It goes to the fact that how well do you understand time frames. If you don't understand time frames, then yes, that concept is complicated. But if you understand time frames, then you will say, oh yeah, that makes sense. So I think you need to study more about how, time frames work and correlate with each other. It's very important. But other than that, we're pretty consistent coming here every day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vincent. Thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome.
Hey, Vincent, you got to come on COD, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's take a look at it.
Still in practice mode.
All time frames are the same data, just different reference. Yes, that is true. When it pulled back and you closed half. Yeah, when it pulled back, I closed half because the previous candle here closed with no wick. You can just watch the recording. That's the kindest roast ever. Yes. Because maybe that this was their like the second day here or third day here. So that's why I kind of wanted to go easy. Because they usually remember nicknames.
Yes, if it was Friday, it'd be a different game.
Yeah. Like if I see a name for a long time and if they ask something like that, I'll be like, hey.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Then you get put on the hot seat.
But you recognise it, right? You can see the same stuff, same people.
Same questions.
So we called a GJ sell trade. Give you entries, take profits, everything. Yeah, your JPY is going to get very tricky to trade in this range now. How far will GPCAD drop? What do you think? think you need to send a chart first. Oh, what's this? Oh, gold 4 hour. Yeah, I think it's good. My entry 4 hour close bullish for swing trade. I think it's good. I think if the 4 hour closes bullish, then the next 4 hour is more likely to continue bullish. So it's good. Oh, look at this chart, Euro AUD. Let's take a look here. If price break this resistance, next TP1. Perfect. Yeah, if we break this, then we continue on over here, 1.72500.
They got their TP way up there, bro.
Way up, yeah, exactly.
They got it past like the next main support resistance.
Looks like if gold broke above 1684, now it's trying to do like a retest here to continue going bullish. Maybe up to 1694, 95. Yeah, that makes sense. Uncle Ted still drinking heavily with minimal shakes. Oh, I don't know about that. Have you heard about Steve Nissen's book about Japanese candlesticks? I don't know. Has Steve Nissen heard about the live streams here? What is the TP for GJ? I missed it. Wanted to know. Well, the TP was support, right? Because if price breaks the support, it's most likely to go to the next support, which was down over here. So we reached it, we tapped into it, and now we're pulling back. Probably we're pulling back to come down again. So, if you've missed it, now you're basically looking for like a resistance to be formed for a continued move down, if you get that chance. Oil has never been so cheap. This may be the best time to buy. Well, someone said oil has never been so cheap maybe 2 weeks ago too. And it's still dropped. I think the thing is with oil, I know people are buying oil, but you should have like a cutout price. For me, if I buy oil, $5 is going to be cutout price for me. Like if it comes to $5, I'm just going to be okay. Yeah, I'm out. But even if let's say oil hits like $10, oil hits $10, you open $2,000 account and you buy oil with a 10-cent lot. If oil comes to zero, you lose $1,000. But then you have the opportunity to make 5 times more because it's going to go back to 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
I thought I was being clever. I had so many positions, and then
Yeah.
break even, man.
Yeah.
I thought, yes, this is it. I'm not going to trade for the rest of the year.
You gotta remember that oil is down because of the futures contract expiration. Traders are trading June. Now we're just trading at 22. Yeah, that's something I don't understand. How that all that works. Why not just have one price? I don't know nothing about futures and options and contracts. What's this? Wait for price to close below here and catch mad pips. Yeah, man. Mad pips coming your way.
For real. Menzel
Yeah, because it's right. You know, it's closing below support here, and then if it creates some sort of a minor resistance, it could, yeah, catch like a lot of pips. And that would make sense that if the pound keeps on dropping. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Oh, someone just bought gold right now.
Might be alright.
Yep.
Well, watching 5 minute, you might get away with it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Well, I had my buy stop got activated, so I hope it's good.
So, risking 40 pips to gain 60, 70 pips. Good idea. Oil dropping but GP cat selling, question mark. Well, sometimes that's how it is.
All depends how cheap is GBP. Because oil CAD depends in big amount on oil. So yeah, it makes sense. If oil is going down, CAD should be going down. But what about if GBP is shitty right now? It's gonna drop even more.
Yeah, the pound's really weak. If you look at most other pairs against the CAD, they're going up. It's just pound CAD that isn't.
But you know, usually like CAD has much more strength. Usually. Let's take a look here. Ooh. Yeah, for GP CAD, if we break below this low, you could have a continuing move down. So those mad pips are going to be 20, 25, 30 almost. Looks like GJ might continue down to fill this wick. I tried to make an account, it says password invalid. I think you need to maybe click on reset password. I mean, that's a good option.
Oh
wow.
Wow.
Someone's going.
Oof.
What is your stop loss on gold? I have no trade on gold. So I mean, if you're talking about stops, I think your stop could be at like 1684.
Yeah, it's like 50 pips.
Yeah. 40 pips?
Yeah.
Nothing too much.
Yeah, because
Nothing too much.
Because then you're looking at like a 60 pip gain here, you know, on gold.
Or even more.
Even more, yeah.
Yeah.
But then you need to lower down the lot size, manage the risk.
Look at this thing here. Man, this thing could just come down and fill that wick on GJ. Do you think it's best to wait for break on GU? Let's take a look here. Wait for break. Yes, that's a great idea. Wait for the break. And then you have to see where it may come down to. Maybe, you know, like down over here. Wow, GJ is really feeling that weight now.
Yeah, it's gonna continue. I think we'll still have a lot of time to
Yeah,
go
I
down.
think so too. Because, you know, looking at the dailies, we were talking about daily here. It just now makes sense to it to come down and fill the weight.
Yeah. With GU, we have a great chance to continue moving toward 133, 774, 76, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I dropped nice.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's gonna continue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man. Damn, Daniel GJ.
Trust.
Oh, what's this chart here? Uncle Bob sent a chart. Oh, wrong chart, Uncle Bob. Wear your glasses. Come on.
Where did he think that name?
Oh, on YouTube.
Probably some famous guy.
Oh, very nice. Someone else had it. So. Oh, DJ pushing here.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that 30 minutes. Just continuing
Oh my
on.
God.
Yeah, man. It's a beautiful word.
What a selling bias here.
Yeah.
Alright, what's this? Oh, GU 15 minutes. If bullish candle forms, yeah. I think this is what's wrong. When candles are going bearish, people start looking for buys. I used to do the same thing too. I'd start looking for buys. You know, if things are going down, start looking to see how you could catch those moves down. You know, I saw GJ, I saw that, okay, GJ has a higher chance to continue down, so I started looking for sells, you know. I'm never going to say that, okay, well, it's coming down, I'm going to wait for a support to be formed, to take a buy. Man, look at this. You know, so like calling tops and bottoms becomes really, really, really hard.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this chart. Bari energy. Oh, UC cat buys. I think stop should be below the 1 hour candle. Also, the candle closed with no top wick. So I think you have to be careful just based on that. If you're seeing supports made on the 30-minute chart, then that would make sense. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah. I mean, 1 hour closed with no wick at the top. It broke above this resistance. Probably going to come down to create a support. Yeah, the 30-minute also closed with no wick on the top. So if you're on sells, I'd just wait. Yeah, wait for like a bullish candle forming on the 15-minute or the 30-minute. You know, it's kind of like the same thing happened here on GJ when I was in a sell. This candle closed with no wick on the top. I closed 50% of my trade when it came up to my entry because I wasn't sure if it's going to continue dropping or not because it's a 50% chance. But when this candle closed, the 15-minute closed like this before the New York Open, then this gave you more confidence. Okay, we closed below the low of the previous one. We made lower lows and lower highs, so it just makes sense for a New York Open, which is volume, to continue price down to support. I've noticed that if you move your stops to break even after 10 pips before that continuing closes, you're at a higher chance of getting stopped out. Yeah, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I know that I'm securing what I need to secure every day. That's, for me, that's what counts. So I secure 10 pips all day.
I think
Man.
also, securing the 10 pips, when you keep on securing money, it just puts you in a more positive mindset,
Yeah.
And you run. You don't even have to think about it. Okay, if it gets hit, it gets hit. But you've done the win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So and then you do the same thing again, and you secure some wins, and you go again, and it just repeats.
Yeah, secure. Like March, I had a really good month in March because I would have runners on gold and GJ, and they would just run for like 60 pips, 70 pips.
Very fast.
Very fast, man. March was some crazy. Market was on steroids in March.
You could catch 100 pips like in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Done for the week, not for the day.
What time is it? 8:30.
All right, I'm off. Everyone have a good day.
All right, Kabal.
Thank you, mate.
Good day,
Okay,
mate. Nice. Had a very nice start to the week there. Just to come back on your friend's comment on being eaten by the rollover of those contracts. I see it's only in long positions. Swap is actually swap is positive for shorts. Oh yeah, that makes sense. If buying swaps is negative, then selling swaps is positive. Do you think gold can reach 1737? 1737. Wow, okay, 13. Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you look, the 4-hour is closing bullish. So now you could expect the next 4-hour candle to continue bullish till 1700. So let's talk about 1700 first. And then let's talk about 1715, which was a very strong support. And then we can talk about 1737. Okay, what's going on here? GPAD, fake out for push back to support, either break and continue down or form a double top and go up. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if you're waiting for this high to break here, you could have a buying opportunity. Maybe go over here. I can't see to the left, so I'm not sure. But yeah, that could make sense. Or if you have candles closing below this line you have drawn, then these sells would make sense too. I can't believe it's 2020 in 2020. No, 420 in 2020.
Yeah, that's double 420.
Yeah, double 420. See how the candles are closing bearish on GJ? This means GJ is not a buy. Candles are closing bearish. The bus is going down. Can you explain how to feed your winners? I'm guessing as time continues, you will just gather more info. Yes. So as you spend time in trading, as you miss moves, as you close early, as you take early entries, and when you start look at your performance, you're going to start to identify certain things you could have done correctly. You know, because it's not like I was born with the skill to say that, okay, I'm going to enter now, and now I'm going to take a re-entry, and now I'm going to take another re-entry, you know, or I'm going to close 50% over here. That didn't happen overnight. That happened by trial and error, you know, because sometimes I would close early and then price would go my way. So I started to think about that. Okay, man, like if I'm missing moves like this, what can I do to make sure I could have taken a re-entry? And when you start to look at things from a solution-based perspective, then you start to come up with more ideas, more better concrete solutions that, okay, maybe if this is going to happen again, I might be able to take another entry. You know, because if I look at the 30-minute here right now, and if I know that a bearish trend means price is going to make a lower highs and lower lows, then I can say that, okay, well, maybe if I entered over here and if I closed early over here, maybe I could have taken a second entry when this 30-minute candle was breaking the low of the previous one, and then I could have had a stop above the 30-minute candle, anticipating that, okay, now if we've broken the low, then we should continue making a lower low because, you know, there's volume in the market because it's New York Open, and you know, and then you can say, okay, what's the probability of that happening? And then you see there's a high probability. So now if you've missed the trade, you look at this information, and then you take this information into the next day and the day after that and the day after that, you know. But like when you see it happening again, you might not be confident enough to execute, but you're going to start to anticipate it, right? Because you're going to say, okay, you know what, I saw this happen yesterday on Raja's stream, and this is happening here again, so maybe this is going to work. And if you see it happening again, you're going to be like, okay, you know what, perfect. If this happens now the third time or the fourth time, I'm going to be ready to execute on it. And that's going to be your winning trade. And then you're going to say, okay, you know what, this is how you take a second entry. Because you're actively watching for it. You're like, you know, missing those entries. And then, I mean, it's just the right way to do things, you know. Like when you play sports, you know, like when you look at all these top athletes that play sport, what do they do? Like after every game, they will rewatch their games. You know, they will rewatch their performance. They will look at how they could have done a move much better. Like if you look at boxers, they'll rewatch the round and then they'll say that, okay, maybe in this round I could have done this or done that. You know, so that's how they get better. So in trading, it's the same thing. So one good thing I have these live streams is that I can go back and rewatch the live streams and see how could I have done things better. When looking at EJ, is it better to be looking at the 1 hour where we already broke down and closed support? Oh, let's take a look at EJ. EJ is still in a range. Yeah, I think you'll have to wait for the support to break on EJ for sells. So even if you look at the 1 hour, or you look at the 30-minute, or you look at the 15-minute, well, 15 minutes is a little messy. So you look at the 30-minute, it's still the clean support on the 30-minute and the 1 hour. So you would need candles to close below these candles here for price to continue down. Oh, what's this? Hey, I noticed you closed half there when 30-minute had no bottom wick, but could you have not said it is retesting the support, or it just broke in 5 minutes? Yes. So if you look at it now, here's the thing, in hindsight, everything makes perfect sense. If you look at it right now, in hindsight, now you could say, oh yeah, man, that was just a retest. But when that was happening, nobody knew it was a retest. All we saw that there was a candle that closed with no wick at the bottom, and now this candle was heading bullish. That's the thing about hindsight. hindsight versus when it's happening and how you're managing the trade are two very, very different things. So the most what you can do is you can just be safe. So when price came up, I closed 50% and that was it, basically. GU hit resistance, UJ is going up, so I guess GJ reached limit now. First of all, when you talk about GJ, UJ, now this is some things that people get wrong, you know? They talk about GJ, UJ, and GU. So when you're talking about these three pairs, you have to understand that this GJ is only influenced by the pound, you know? And UJ and GU are influenced by the US dollar. And GU is influenced by the pound and the US dollar. You know, so GU moves very differently than GJ if and only if the pound is much, much stronger or much, much weaker than the dollar. You know, so otherwise they have no correlation at all in the New York session. You know, because they're moved by two different variables. Well, there is some correlation, but don't quote me on it. Where is Uncle Ted? Uncle Ted is fired.
Yeah.
Over here. Raja, please, does the support and resistance in the past week affect the new week? Can price still react to zone of the previous week? I'm still confused. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You've been here for a long time, and whenever you're looking at a chart, let's say if I'm going to look at the charts in next New York session, I'm going to remove everything from the charts. And then I'm going to redraw the zones and everything. What do you think about a buy stop on oil? What would it have to retrace to in your perspective, Raja? I have no idea on oil. I have no clue about oil. The only thing I know about oil is that it shouldn't go to zero. That's the only thing I know about oil.
Yeah. It goes to zero, man.
Oh man, oh man. We're going to become like Saudi Arabia, you know?
Yeah.
It costs more to flush the toilet than to buy oil.
Guys, take care. Raja, thank you kindly. Chris, thank you very much.
All right, Yasser, bro.
Okay.
Thank you to our
Take care, man.
Take care, guys.
All right. Looking at gold is doing interesting stuff right now. I think we may have a decent push before the 9 o'clock candle.
We are all waiting for the go buys.
Oh, not me. Don't count me on the Wii.
Yeah, you're done for the day.
Yeah, I'm done for the day.
Gold bars look proper, but the 5 minutes still respecting the EMAs.
Yeah, I'm looking
came
at
back
it.
nice. Came back nice to that level, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and the 15-minute I feel created a support with those wicks and everything. If you look at the bottom side.
Exactly. Yeah. I support
Nice,
1685.
You got a nice little rejection on 5 minutes.
Wait. Yeah.
I think 90 is a pretty sensible target though, but further than that, I think you can go a lot more.
Everything looks good.
Just my spread keeps jumping a lot. That's all.
Yeah. I think
That's
Ooh, gold did create a support there on the 15-minute.
Yeah. Yeah. 1685. And I think as soon as we hit a break 1690, we're gonna be heading towards 1694 and then so 1700 for today.
Yeah, I think 97, 98 is sensible, and then 17 would be pretty cool if we get there.
Yeah, I was looking at gold buys also, but the spreads jumped from like 7 to 10 pips. I was like,
Yeah, that's the problem. You gotta be willing to pay.
Yeah, it caught me out, man. I had a buy stop set and it caught me out.
Oh,
yeah, I had a
But
buy stop.
I'm still
but
good though.
The spread didn't activate.
Yeah, same as that.
I just once
good now.
Once I seen that hourly, remember the 200 EMA we was talking about acting as resistance earlier, Monty?
Yep.
Once I saw the last hour break above and close above and come back down to retest that, which is the same area that we discussed earlier at the 84.5 area.
Yep, perfect.
Just triggered buys, seeing the rest of it on the smaller time frame as well, you know.
Yeah, nice play, man. Yeah, it was coming. It was definitely coming. It's nice to see.
Yeah. I got an early entry buy on 1686. My stop loss was below 1685, 1684.20. But I'm looking for the last 15-minute candle on this hour.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, same as that.
Yeah.
Anytime from kind of now, really.
Raja, if I've already made my goal of the day and then I see a good setup, should I leave it or take it? Well, that's all up to you. I see a good setup on gold, but I'm not taking it because I've already done my goal for today.
Yeah.
Which was GJ Cells. How to join your Discord server? We don't have one.
Something like this.
Yeah. I like that curving.
Yeah.
We have 30-minute too.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, so now your stop is going to be below the 30-minute candle around 1685.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, it's Bobby.
Bobby Yo. How are you?
Bobby Yo.
Oh.
You keep trends in the
How come there's orientation on the lifetime? I think you need to Google the word orientation and then ask that question again.
Today's 420. I want you to get higher. Oh yeah, I'm getting higher too. Them Girl Scout cookie getting me high.
All right, Bobby's gonna go on mute. If a new country pair opens up for two countries viral, yeah, I wonder where Mac is. It's been pretty quiet today.
Yeah, that's right.
He's bent.
Okay, here comes the last 15 minutes of this candle. It's gonna be live or die.
Oh damn, I was questioning something. I got muted.
Yeah, yeah, we can't really talk about certain things for a long time, you know.
So I'm seeing Euro news coming up Thursday for PMI. Expecting horrible. So Euro is most likely weakness for this week, right?
Euro, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, because the weekly, yeah, because I like the analysis I sent yesterday was based on the weekly here. That I mean, this previous weekly closed below the supports, so this weekly should continue up to make a wick and then continue bearish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
see a little retest on a previous downtrend.
yeah.
Yeah, and then start going down.
Yeah, I think it needs to. Do you have this level here, 117,400 on EJ?
One second, let me check EJ. I was on a new 1 sec.
Yeah, because I think it needs to respect 117,400 in order to continue going bearish.
Are you thinking 400?
117,400.
I'm looking at 250.
Oh, 250? Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing a downtrend on that side. If it breaks above, going up to, if it closes above 117,330, then I can see a bullish of it.
Okay.
But if it's range there and then retest there, then I can see a sell to 116,780.
Yeah, I think 117,400 is going to be your breaking point, because if you look, this was the support held last week on the 4-hour charts. You know, and then this was resistance held here. Then price came up here to tap it again. So this becomes your strong resistance.
Yeah, that's pretty strong resistance, because on a 4-hour chart that you pointed out before, that like range, it ranged a lot.
Yeah.
Right here.
Oh yeah, exactly, right there.
Yeah, right there. So it's very strong level of support, like previously. Now, when they broke, now it's a strong resist.
Yeah. Are you able to sleep when you have an open trade? I honestly can't. Even if I'm comfortable with my trade, I'll sleep. I dream about the trade. Well, that's the reason I only trade between 6:30 and 8:30 in the morning for 2 hours. Because whatever I make in those 2 hours is what I make. If I make $10, I can tell people I made $10. Last week I made $12. You know, so I made $12. This morning I made, I think, 1,200. So I made 1,200. So now I don't really hold positions. Sometimes, man, like it. I don't know. At times you have flash crashes too. Like they're not very often, but they do happen. I'd say like once every once a year. There's always like a weird flash crash. Or if you're holding a position, you know, and news happens overnight, your stops get slipped. Or if you have pendings, your pendings get slipped the other way. So all that stress is something I don't want to take. So I only focus on what I can focus on, like, you know, in 2 hours or 3 hours, and just do that. So see, now we were looking at gold, the 15-minute closed bullish, and now you're waiting for the 30-minute to close. So you want this 30-minute to close bullish as well for price to continue going up. And for the 30-minute to close bullish, you want the 15-minute candle here to not break the low of the previous one and close bullish. I see you don't use trend lines, my first lie. Did you use trend lines before and unlearned them, or always kept your charts pretty simple? I used to use a lot of things. Trend lines, fibs. There was a time I was using divergence based off the crosses of RSI and statistics with MACD. So that was also a pretty weird way to trade, if you call it that. So now I just keep it very clean charts, very clean mind, you know, like just clear. Took one trade, took the sell on GJ, and that was about it. How are you so relaxed in a trade? I think the number one reason why I'm relaxed in a trade and why you should be too, because I know exactly how much I'm going to lose if the trade hits my stop loss. And it's also 420, so you can just be the judge. Could you check this chart? Yes. Yeah, I ordered some gummies yesterday. You know, gummies are awesome.
They are indeed.
Oh,
Nice.
wrong chart. Are you thinking about buying oil soon, or is it too early? Oh, that's the 10. Okay. For trading psychology, week market is. Yeah. So see if we break this support on 30 minutes, you look left, there's support, and then you start to think about that. Okay, if we break the support, where can price go? And then you look left, you're like, okay, well maybe price is gonna come down over here then. If you break that support, you know, which is what, from 133 930 down here, it's like 12 pips, 15 pips. Yeah, I mean,
That's nothing for Gigi, to be honest.
yeah, that's nothing. When you opened your sell position, no resistance level had formed before. Wasn't it risky? No, if you watch the recap, you will know exactly how I talked about my stop loss. Yeah, you know, if you took a loss on a Monday, the best thing for you to do is to just relax and tell yourself that, hey, Mr. Trader, there's Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. So you have 3 more days. You know, so don't think Monday is the last day for you, especially your account. You know, for some people, Mondays and Fridays are the last days for their accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah. All my accounts was lost on Friday. In the past.
Yeah.
I mean, Mondays and Fridays are the worst, to be honest, for me.
What's this? GP CAD. Okay, so you're looking for sells over here. That's good. Your stop is going to be up over there and you're anticipating price to continue down. Perfect. Man, you know what was the worst day? The worst day for me used to be Wednesdays. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's Monday.
Yeah, the reason why Wednesday used to be the worst day, because usually on Wednesday, like, you'd have price trending, right? Either trending up or down because there's a lot of volume. And I remember this distinctly. There were a lot of times when GJ would be dropping on a Wednesday and I'd be looking for buys. I'd keep buying. It reaches support, I would buy. It breaks support, hit stops, I'd buy again. It hit stops, I'd buy again. You know? Yeah. And then I really had to, like, and then it took me a long time to really figure out what to do. So I had to look back and had to look at a way to say, okay, how could I have taken sells? You know, and then, you know, went down to the basics, like, okay, lower highs, lower lows, you know, small time frame retests and whatnot. So, and now when price is going down, I look for sells, and when it goes up, I'm.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's this? Can you please check? You have a line going up and down and up. So seems like you're waiting for a break and retest. Makes sense. Makes sense. GP CAD. Yep, this makes sense. To continue going bearish. What's this? Oh, golds. Cowboy in the house. Yes. So 30-minute, if it closes bullish, gold has a higher chance of continuing moving bullish. So your aggressive stop, I think, is going to be at like 1685, and your safe stop is going to be around 1683.50. 30-40 pips. Oh, someone just sold gold. Well, interesting. Interesting. GJ. Sell stop trade. I think this already happened, right? Yeah, already happened. Marcel Pinnock. Marcel Pinnock tried to be smart and sent a chart which already played out. Come on. Man, we see that on Instagram all the time. People only posting charts after they win. Over here on YouTube, we do it before we take the trade because we're all different. We're what, 1,500 people on YouTube? We got 96 on Zoom. Man, we're different. We post charts when we take trades, not after they happen. You know, that's how you get better. That's how you get confident in your trades. You know, like if you can put yourself accountable, and that's how you get confident in your trades. Because man, trust me, when I first started the live streams, I was not confident taking trades in front of people. No way. You know, but then slowly, as I started to do it over and over and over again, of course I had losses. You know, it's okay, everyone has losses. But then I started to get more confident in calling out trades. And now it's just like walking in the park. It's just like you wake up and you're like, it's another day. Let's just make coffee and place an entry and show it to everybody.
But Roger, don't you have to be knowledgeable to be comfortable though?
I think you need to have some sort of experience, you know, and that experience is very important because I mean, I've been looking at the New York session since, I say on YouTube, we've been here since August 2019. Since I've been streaming, it's been 2 years now. For like 2 years almost, you know, almost 2 years. It's been a year and a half. So like you know, you start to notice things like if you listen to the past 20 live streams around 8 a.m. Eastern, you're gonna hear us talk about, oh yeah, you know, the New York Open will now start pushing the pair and whatnot. So those are little things we start noticing. Or if you look at Monty's, yeah, exactly. Or if you look at Monty's live streams, the past one, he talked about the same things too, right?
Yep, exactly same thing. Like pre-London pushes, you know, 8 o'clock open, that type of stuff, always. And then the 10 a.m. 4-hour open. Always the same kind of things every day.
Yep, every day was basically same.
Ooh, someone's got sells on gold. Nice. Well, looks like if it's closing bearish, you could see a move going down. Is the free live trading you're taking for self-development? I think it was more to show off. Like, I'll be honest, that's why we started, just to show off. But I guess it turned out to be something bigger than that.
Chris, are you doing just to show up?
You're sorry, mate?
Chris, do you do live streams to show off?
Yeah, all the time, man. That's all it's about, showing off, man. 100%. All for the gram, baby. That's what it is.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
All about the flats.
Yep. Nothing to do with education or nothing. No.
Also, you know, like one other reason was that so at that time when we started, there were like a lot of like small troll accounts that were starting. So we're like, okay, if people want to talk to us, just come to the live stream every day and just have a chit chat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's this chart here? This is a false bullish break is confirmed. Okay. You see a bullish breakout. If price breaks the support, we're going down. Yes. So if you've considered this as a fake out, then you could see price coming down to the support, and then you could see price dropping further below. You know, maybe down to this area here, 1.5 to 900.
Yeah, it's a nice outlook.
Yeah, it's a nice outlook. Gold closed bearish.
Mm-hmm.
So the sells are going to be, no, the buys are going to be pretty sketchy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, especially with this hour not having a lower wick.
Yeah, exactly. So people who are in sells, you're probably jumping for joy because, you know, it looks good. Wow, man. GJ, I think GJ is going to drop at like London close. It's just going to do some retracements. And that's going to go boom, 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 coming down. Did you blow your first account? Yes, it was a $200 account. The funny thing is, my first question, one of the first questions I had was, hey, do you think I should open a $200 account? He's like, yep. I'm like, okay.
And it's gone.
Yeah.
No, I think Rajo's first account, he did really well because it's similar to when you're naive to the world, right? Like when you're a kid,
Yeah.
you just run around and you don't realize like if you hit your head, it's gonna hurt, right? You don't think you're not thinking of that. So when everyone joins mentorship and they've joined trading, they just jump into the charts because you watch the webinar, the education component, and you're like, oh, this is easy. And then you start to see it in the charts, and then right away you start making money, right? Because that was the idea that you saw when someone was talking to you about how to trade. So it's very easy. But then what happens is that idea only shows up maybe once every couple weeks. So now you start executing and you start making mistakes because you didn't realize that, oh, what about that? What about this? What about that? Right? So people in the beginning run their accounts up because they see that ideal setup. But then, now it's like, okay, well, where else do I trade? What do I look at, right? And then so Rakeel ran his account up. I still remember from like $700 to like, I don't know, it's like $6,000 or $7,000.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and he was like happier than pig in shit. And then the next week he's like, "Whoops, it's gone."
Yeah. Like, oops.
That's what it's like, man.
Yeah.
Thing is, it's like that no fear thing, right?
Right, but that's what it is. And it was the same thing, like even with my trading when I first started. It's like, yeah, you just click buy or sell, and you understand the overall trend, and you just hope that it goes in your direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not mindful of sort of risk management or, well, what if there's a spike or what? Because you haven't experienced that. And as you get more comfortable or you experience more in the charts, you start to become more aware, and now you start to become more cautious. Like, I used to be a cowboy, but not anymore, because it's like, I know that there's a whole bunch of problems with doing that, right? And for me, it's like, I don't do what I used to do. I do something totally different because I know there's so many more variables now, and my trading has improved. I'm just not executing as much as I used to, but I'm also not in a position of mega drawdowns or being, constantly on my charts. I have full freedom. And when people ask me, they're like, well, why can't I do what you did before? You can, but it's going to put you in a position of, grave, I think mental health. And I don't think a lot of people can handle it because, I look at the questions here in the YouTube chat. I don't think people have lost $1 in their lives. Like people saying, well, I stay up all night because the charts, that I have a trade on. It's like, man, you can't think that way.
No, you can't do that for 10 years, trust.
You can't do that. Like, that's how I felt when I first lost, you know, like $1,000 playing poker, I felt sick to my stomach because I'm like, that was money that I worked hard for.
How did that happen?
Yeah, exactly. And why did I lose $1,000 playing poker? And then after, you know, 2, 3, 4 years, it becomes numb. You're just like, oh, I lost. It's like people have watched me go to Vegas and I'll lose like 20,000 in about 10 minutes. And, you know, everyone's gathered around watching behind me. And I'm just like, whatever. Just, I guess I shouldn't have done that, right? And then I just move on. Like it doesn't phase me. It's
Enjoy
more
the
of
game.
like, yeah, it's just like, that's what I plan to do. Like I brought the money to the table. I know it could be gone at any point. I'm not sick about it. I'm just like, well, you know, I had a choice. I didn't have to gamble, but I did. I enjoyed it and it cost me money. So I move on.
Yeah, that's the key thing though. Not knowing what you're going to lose, right?
Right.
That's massively important because that's the same with all this.
Yeah, but it's hard for people that have never lost money because of the fact that they're not used to that sensation of, you know, now your money's gone. Like, what do I do? Right. And especially when you're first starting out or you have no money, now you're in a bigger hole because you're like, well, I thought this was supposed to help me become financially free, and it doesn't. And a lot of people don't have that, and they're learning for the first time risk management and how it feels to lose money in the hardest market in the world. So you've got a compound effect, and I think that's your biggest problem, and it's because you're not self-aware of who you are as a person and the lack of overall planning of like, hey, this could take me 4 years before I figure it out. I better not just keep depositing $200 every week because in 4 years it's going to cost me around $40,000, right? Like, I mean, you know, you just have to think about that. And I think a lot of people should be working on a demo account more and executing less. Like if you take 1 or 2 trades and they're positive for the morning and you still feel the urge to trade, jump onto a demo account and start ripping that apart. Like, you know, just so that you can experience other options, but don't kill the profit that you made for that day, if that makes sense. If you're brand new, like if you're still concerned about closing trades early, you're still concerned about the profit that you made for the morning, that means that you're not prepared fully to execute in the market on a daily basis. So you have to take yourself out of the market as soon as possible. Similar to like if you play a poker game where the first time you've won playing poker, you've made $500 and you've ever done that before, get up. Don't stay in the game. You're going to lose money. You know, just get up and
It's like what we said the other week about if we would go back 10 years, what would we do different? Like how long I'll play on demo until I've got it down, if you know what I mean. Although there's obviously there's a psychological issue with the whole losing real money and stuff, but just getting that process down is important first. And knowing.
Yeah, it's just I think a lot of people, this is brand new to them in terms of using money, and I think that is the biggest challenge is you've never been in a situation where you've risked $1 in your life, and this is the first time you're learning it, and that's the problem.
It's a quick learning curve.
Uncle Ted, so you prefer those people to do demo account to build up more experiences?
No, not that you have to do a demo account, but what I'm saying is you have to understand that this is the hardest thing that you're ever going to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are overconfident in their abilities because they think it's just clicking buy and sell, and because I drew a line here, this means this has to do that, right? And every time you execute a trade, you learn something else. And if you're brand new and you're working on a live account, that's a lot of lessons to be learning. And it's frustrating because essentially what you're doing is you're paying for an education in the market. My first 2 or 3 years of playing poker was horrible. It sucked. I mean, it was fun to play because I enjoyed the game, but you know, you're winning money, you're losing money, you're winning money, you're losing money, you're winning money, you're losing money. You're just like, this sucks. But I mean, it was a hobby. It was me, instead of me going to the bar, having drinks with my buddies, I was playing a cash game, playing poker, learning. So that was my entertainment. Like I didn't decide that I had to play poker, I had to go out, I had to buy clothes, I had to eat, I had to do all this stuff because there was only a certain amount of money that I had when I was 20 years old. So I had to make a choice. Yeah, all my friends were going out on Saturday night drinking, and I was sitting on Saturday night playing cards with my neighbors. And the $100 that I lost, that's the choice I made. I either lose it in the bar or I lose it playing poker. It's the same situation here, but people don't recognize that. They're like, well, I still need to go out with my friends. It's like, well, you sort of can't. You just lost $100 in the market.
Mm-hmm. It's like the apprenticeship, right? Where you kind of got to learn your way first. And that can be costly real quick.
You know, and the idea like demo accounts, you know, as there's comment here, demo accounts are worthless. It's not that they're worthless, it's people don't take them seriously, right? And you don't have the fear of losing money in them, but if you pay enough attention to a demo account, you'll learn to see what is happening in the market, and you can put that into a live account. But you have to be able to trust that what you saw over and over again is going to happen again. You can't decide to be you know, you can't lack confidence suddenly just because now you're trading with real money. You have to look at yourself and say, listen, I saw this 10 times. Just because now I'm trading with real money doesn't mean it's not going to happen on the 11th time. Like, you have to be able to say that to yourself, and you have to say, listen, I'm confident because I've seen this happen. I mean, Rakeel talked about like not being confident on the live streams. Now he's confident. It's because he sees the same thing, relatively speaking, every day. Like, he knows what he's looking for. So that's where your confidence rises from. A lot of people don't know what they're looking for. They just think they're looking for a trade. They send a chart and they mark up a support and resistance or a supply and demand or whatever they've marked up, and they're like, well, does this make sense? It's like, I don't know. Like, what does it make sense to you? What are you looking to execute on? How are you looking to execute it? Right? Like, I don't know. You draw me a chart with support and resistance and say, well, should I sell? Yeah, sure. You can sell, you can buy, you can hold, you can do whatever you want. But where is the exact definition of the plan? The more details you put in your plan, the better off you're going to be, and the more confident you're going to be in executing. And that's where people lack a lot of detail, is how they're going to execute. The more detail, the more you can talk out your execution, the better you're going to be. Even if it sounds stupid when you talk it out and you say, I'm waiting for the next 5-minute candle to go bearish, I'm looking for a rejection on the top, I'm looking to go here. The more information you need, you have to put it in. You know, you're not that good enough just to be like, yeah, I see hour support, so I'll take sells below here to here. Put in as much information as you can. It helps you in your preparation. You know, when you first start hitting a golf ball, you have to take it slow. You have to go through every sort of little trick. As you get muscle memory, you don't have to go through that anymore. So, I mean, really just put yourself in a position to win and put as many details as you can. This is the best test in the world. You can cheat as much as you want on this test. Nobody cares. Nobody cares how much you write on your charts. Nobody cares, you know, how many people you ask for help. This is the best kind of test. You know, it's an open book and everybody's cheating together. Leverage it, you know. It's just so easy. You know, don't put yourself in a position where you make it hard on yourself for no reason, just to look cool. Like, that's stupid. Put as much as you can on a chart.
Yeah, appreciate for all this talk, Uncle Ted. So demo account is basically same as live, but just not using the real money.
Well, yeah, in theory.
Okay.
It's how you're going to use it.
I mean, I only used demo account one time. I barely remember.
Yeah, but you should be using a demo account to practice strategy, to watch market movement, right? Like, I mean, if people focus more and use charts as like game day footage, and they play guess the direction or guess what's going to happen, you're eventually going to get better at guessing. You know, and I don't mean guessing in the sense of like just pick a direction. It's more of, I've planned out analysis. This is where I think the market's going to go. Does it go there? And keep doing that over and over and over again. Keep asking why. And every time you're wrong, go back into the charts every time frame and say why. Why did this happen? And you'll see. You'll get a lot more. You get a lot more ideas from that.
Okay. Okay, so Uncle Dad, I got a question. So if gold is going down, that's the part of US dollar is getting strong. Now, if gold is going down, US dollar is getting strong. So Euro USD will going down as well when Euro is on a mix or Euro is weak, since US dollar is getting stronger as a main currency.
Yeah, but that doesn't have any reflection on gold. Just focus on one pair and focus on those two currencies. Don't correlate other pairs together. It's not going to help you. You're going to get confused.
Okay.
Hey Ted,
Mm-hmm.
I noticed on some brokers the oil price is different. Like with me, my oil price now is all the way.
Yeah, that's something happening. I'm not sure if that's based on the futures expiring, which I don't understand at all. That we're maybe trading the future price, which logically would make no sense. Or what's happening? I have no idea why those prices are different. But they're different. GJ looks like it's rejecting that area to continue bearish here. Break below 133,900 and continue down further. This looks pretty bearish now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I was about to tell you that earlier.
Yeah. And this is the first. This is the paid feature of TradingView that I'm using right now, where you can see multiple charts. I mean, it's pretty simple. This shouldn't be paid feature, you know. GJ said, yeah, what's that?
I said you should be able to get that for free on the free version. I think you're able to do like 2 charts split.
Yeah. They're scamming us. GJ sell now. Is it too early? What is the sell signal? Well, if you can sell now, oh, it broke the low of the previous 15 minutes.
It's like sell signal.
What's this? Yeah, so basically your stop is going to be at like 11 pips, and then your TP is going to be 7 pips. So now you can have a negative risk reward. But then GJ is going to continue falling more and more. So this is like a retest price is doing for the next candles to continue going bearish. So I think this was a better sell signal over here when I took sells. Is the futures price? It's the futures price. Trading oil is very dangerous as contracts rolls to June. Tomorrow should be traded for. Yeah, I still think this futures and contract expiring is a very, very complicated idea, at least for me. I've said it a lot of times, I'm not a very smart person. So that's why to me it's like very, very hard to understand that idea. Or understand any idea. It takes me a little while. Yeah, if you look on GJ, it's breaking the low of the previous 30-minute candle here as well. Like if it breaks that low, then there's a higher chance it's going to continue going down. If not now, then with London close. But then it'll have to break this support. Is funded account a good idea for people to trade? I think you should go for the funded account route because it's going to cost you to get a funded account, because first you'll have to pay to get a demo account. Then you do that. I think there's another challenge you do that. So you're paying to trade on a demo account first. So I think first you need to trade on a live account, no matter big or small, and then see what your progress is on that live account. If you think it's a good progress, then you should go towards the funded account. But if you have no progress, then you're just throwing money away to trade on a demo account. It makes no sense. I mean, we hear about people like, completing the challenges, but you don't hear about the people just losing money because they're paying to trade on a demo account. It just makes no sense if you can't trade. Because trust me, bigger accounts won't make you a better trader.
My question is what's the hurry and why is funding accounts suddenly like some like really fancy or really cool thing? What happened to just working at your job and getting money and saving your money and then using your own money? I always worry about people when they're looking for shortcuts or they're looking for the easy way. Trading, a lot of times you have to go get a job, and yeah, it sucks that your job only pays you $6 an hour, but that's life. We're all put in situations. I look at what someone told me a long time ago is you're not put into a situation that you can't handle. Whatever you're thinking, the situation you're in, you're not put in that situation because you won't be able to handle that situation. Yeah, there's a big difference right now between oil price and oil futures. Don't get confused. One is the futures price and one is the oil price. And this is a perfect example where when you don't know those answers and you're looking to try and trade that particular commodity or that pair, this is where you should be researching that information first. You shouldn't be surprised that there's a discrepancy between the futures price of oil and the current price of oil. These are things that you should know off the hop, and that's where I see people chase pairs, chase currency, like chase commodity pairs, chase indices, just because they're moving in a certain direction. Everybody jumps on it. You should have been watching oil when it was at $27, like not now when it's at 15. People are jumping on the bandwagons, and this is how you lose money because you're trading something you don't even understand, and you're asking such basic questions that you should be researching before you actually look at that particular pair. And I think that's where a lot of people make mistakes, to be honest, is, wow, just because the price of oil is at that price, now suddenly you have to start trading it. I wouldn't be doing that. I wouldn't put myself in that position.
So futures trade in the future, or from me, I have no idea how futures work. No clue at all. See what's happening here. Oh, man, this is dying. So this price running right now, this is the future price of oil running right now? Is
No,
that
that's
what?
the current price. That's the current price, $11.
So the price we see on your MetaTrader is the
Current
past.
price.
Oh,
Well, the actual price oil's trading at.
why the different?
Yeah, because then there's also the futures price, which is like $2,500 or $25, which is like in May and June.
So in May and June, the price is
So
going to be $25.
that's what they're
assuming.
speculating.
That's what they're
Yeah.
assuming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that
That's why futures. That's why futures and current, like, that's why people trade futures and commodities, because they're speculating. Like, for example, perfect example. Well, they're saying once Corona pass, oil is going to be back at $25. So now they're taking positions, and when it gets in that area, they're going to make a premium in their position because oil should be at $25 then.
So
or
who's
more.
making that price up?
It's based on speculation. That's what futures are. Futures are speculations.
So we could make a bet right now and said, okay, me and Ted could bet. Ted could say in May, Rakeel's going to hit 3,000 viewers. And I could say, no, Ted, in May, Rakeel's going to hit 2,000 viewers.
That's right.
So we bet $10,000. And when May comes, if the viewers is 3,000, Ted wins that bet.
That's right. Yeah.
And I lose.
No, but if the future price set by some god, I don't know who that is, it's $22.
It's a number. It's a number behind it. I don't know the numbers they do it based off, but there's a science behind it.
There's somebody there's a group that's predicting those numbers, and that's what they're looking at.
Oh, so that's what it goes. Like, you can't change it. It's just
that's
that.
right.
Like, if I say that my future price for May is $17, it won't matter because someone way on top of the food chain said no, it's $22.
Yes.
Oh shit! Okay, it's like dictatorship.
Binary options.
Yeah, it makes sense now.
That's why some people love trading future commodity, because they know, like, deep down, like, there's no way that's gonna happen. Like, you just know certain stuff.
Yeah, because basically they're the bookies. They're trying to peg a price that, they're hoping to get people trapped into, and then sometimes the line is so bad that you're like, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So those people can also lose.
Yeah, they're the ones
Correct.
they're the ones that are taking the bets.
Okay. Man, that's way too complicated for me. I'm just gonna stick right here.
Yeah, sounds complicated.
We're gonna have that lady on Wednesday, I think.
Oh man, I can't wait for that one. Yo, I'm gonna ask her but I got a list going on.
With questions?
Yes, I'm gonna have a list of questions. I'm jotting them down. Cause she contradicts herself.
It'll be interesting conversations we're gonna have.
My first question is that why did you say Wix is a lie? Because that's my first question. But yet you're on the stream.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty awesome that someone can, actually come on and have like a good debate. Like, I like good debates. Like that, the other day we had that Wyckoff guy on. He started off with a good debate, but then he just went off the rails.
Who was that?
Wyckoff guy. We had this Wyckoff guy on once.
Oh, I missed it. What day was that?
This was like a long time ago.
That. Oh.
He was like, well, if you guys don't trade Wyckoff, you're not trading at all. You're all dummies. Like, what? Yeah.
But Rakeel, I love the answers that you provided her in the DM. I love that one.
Oh yeah, because we're here to build bridges, and there are some people who may find value in that, in like what she has to say. So yeah.
And I just want to know, why should we trade with no stop loss? That's what I want to know.
Because you can hedge it with options.
Okay, so we could edge. Well, we're trading Forex, so there's no edging in this market.
Yeah, but then you can, but you can never hit stop loss in Forex and you're hedging on options, so you're making money in options. Plus, when the position comes around in Forex, you're making money on that too. Isn't that a good idea? Come on.
Well, you could technically edge in Forex, but your account would have to be a good size, and your lot size would have to be a perfect size.
Yes.
So, but that's risky in Forex because the volatility is through the roof.
Yeah, that's pretty risky. And we can see here, gold didn't close below that support, man. It closed above that support. 30-minute closed above that support. So now that's the exhaustion wick. That's rejection for gold to now possibly continue bullish through 1687 and continue till 1691 and 1700. 1700 is pretty far away still. Like I'd say 1694. GT is trying to break down here as well. Man, this sell bias on GJ was amazing. It is crazy good. So happy about that.
100%.
Some people say that brokers can manipulate the price. Yes. Yeah, we've talked a lot on that. Which pair is that someone combed me? No idea what that means. What's the difference between trade when a session is closed or open? Well, when session is closed, there's no volume. When session is open, there's... Oh, wow, gold is moving. Look at that, man. What a nice move on gold. Wow. So see, this candle here closed bearish on the 30-minute. This closed bearish, this closed bullish. The only candle that sets buys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, man, this is moving hard. 1690.
Yes.
Yeah. My boss thoughts were too early. I should have waited until now.
Yeah. Oh, someone caught this GP catch cells too. Perfect. Man, whoever's writing this, I think you're using your feet to write. Like, you can probably make it better. Like, in school, you tried writing with your feet. Oh, you never tried it?
No, we never did that.
No,
here,
I
dude.
never tried that.
Oh, that never happened in your school? Man, it
Never,
used to
bro.
happen in my
I don't
school
know what
sometimes.
school you went to.
I did that on the beach. Yeah.
Well, today we will write with our feet. It will be an essay on myself.
I missed that class.
Yeah. In 8th grade, they told us to write an essay. I wrote an essay on myself, and I got an F on it. They were like, it wasn't good enough or something. Because myself was like, my name is this. I like this. I like this as well.
So you know, and that was it.
Yes. So, you know, my favorite take profit is 10 pips.
I like Nutella. It's like...
and if that was now, that teacher would have got crucified because the world is so soft. It's like, oh, you should have gave him an A+.
Yeah.
You still get a certificate, man. Take him
Yeah.
Yeah, in school now you can't fail.
Nah, that's bad.
You can't fail. I remember, man, we had like my buddy, he failed twice, so he was 2 grades behind me. You know, so he was a guy in his class with full facial hair with kids. Because he failed, man. He wasn't a good student. Wow, GJ's continuing here. We were
GJ not playing.
Yeah, GJ's gonna continue till 133,800 here now.
That's a similar level from last week too, so it's sensible.
Yeah, 760.
Yeah, 760. Yeah, 760, 780. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Raja, is it easy to get a bank loan if your primary income is through trading? No, it's not easy at all. Because your income is considered inconsistent income.
Variable.
Yeah. Like my wife, she works. She can get a bigger loan much easier than I can.
It's very hard, but the easiest way through it is to have consistent deposits in your account bi-weekly or weekly or monthly.
Yes.
And you could use that as income statements.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Or what you can do is what I do is I have a corporation, so from that corporation I pay myself at least $5,000 a month. So that's my consistent income over there.
Correct, and you just pay payroll tax, and you could do that. It's ways around it, but if you're just trying to say you're a trader and you have X amount in your bank account, it's hard to do it. You have to show some sign of income.
Yeah, it's true. Get yourself an accountant and get it done.
All these gems are dropping for free. It took me years to get this stuff figured out.
I know, right?
I know, right? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, for real.
People have it so easy now.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Just come on the stream and ask a question and you get an answer.
Life lessons, man.
Oh, look at gold.
Ooh. Right now, gold, you know.
Wow, gold. 6090 closure above will be perfect.
We bounced off that daily support on gold.
Ooh, ew. I'm gonna have to go over that one again because I stopped it at break even, but I entered too early. Well, just below break even actually, and it's only because the spread caught me out. That was kind of a bad idea.
I was looking at the 4 hour.
That was and then this is kind of what I was expecting to happen, but
yeah, look at that.
I could see it coming, but I didn't. But with that hour, it looked good, and then the hour kind of gave it an extra oomph.
See, we were right when we talked about how this is just making a liquidity way to continue bullish.
Yeah, man.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and gold went up nicely, man.
Yeah, we had that covered, dude. Decent.
Also AU as well.
All right, everybody, I'm gonna head off over here.
All right, man. Have a good day.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, have a good one.
Dude, take care. Have fun.
Take care, everybody.
Yeah, see you, dude. Shukriya,
You know.
Take care. Take care.
Shukriya, 420, you know.
Man, I was on mute the whole time.
Oh shit, Vincent.
Holy shit, talking to myself, man.
You did that on purpose, right?
Yeah, right.